Hi, Elliot.
Hi.
You're still at home, I see. So with the next intake of SQE students starting at the end of January with you for both SQE1 and 2, tell us a bit about the materials you're using.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as we already know, SQE1 is all about the multiple choice questions. And so there are many sources out there where you can have a look at lots of different types of multiple choice. But one of the ones that I found that I really like are these books, and they're called Revise SQE. They're written by various authors that are practitioners within the profession, lecturers, academics, practitioners, and they are really good books. They are basically books on every single subject that you'll be doing in the SQE, and I really like them. If I could just read you just a little bit about what they say on the back, because I couldn't agree more. It says that they are uniquely focused on helping you pass the SQE1. They're designed specifically to make the assessments clear and familiar, and they're concisely written to cover only what you need for those exams, and I couldn't agree more. They're set out in chapter form, and at the end of each chapter, on each subject, they have 5 multiple choice questions and answers so that you can really see why the answers are what they are. They're really good.
Give me an example of something you really like in the books.
Well, I mean, the detail in them is just what you need. But for example, on the section on statutory interpretation, it talks about how judges interpret statutes. And the reason why I have my daughter's Harry Potter wand is that it all gets a bit Harry Potter. For example, one of the expressions in terms of statutory interpretation is expressio unius est exclusion ulterius. I mean, how Harry Potter is that? And essentially what that means is to express one thing in an Act of Parliament where there is a list of words, it implies that others are excluded. So for example, if we're talking about dogs and bulldogs and terriers, it expressly excludes other types of dogs. So really good things like that, clearly written in nice charts and tables with all these multiple choice questions at the end.
Very good. And you've been using these books for SQE1 only so far. Why is that?
They've only been published for SQE1, but very recently they're now starting to publish them for SQE2. Advocacy and written skills, some of those aren't out until later in the year, but things like the written skills for dispute resolution are already out there, and I'll be starting to use those as well. They're really good.
And very reasonably priced as well?
They are. They all start at around £13. I think the SQE2 ones are a bit more complex and they go up to about 18, but still, nevertheless, they are very good value.
Great. So Dr. Schatz recommends